welcome back to my channel. It's Ryan from Mama's Got a Budget, and thank you so much for joining me. So, in today's video, we are doing the April budget walkthrough. So, can't believe it's already April, and we're getting right into it. So, this one I'm going to do a little bit differently, okay? Usually I write it out and I walk through it with you guys line by line as I'm writing and adding everything up. I wanted to minimize the amount of time, just being real. I wanted to minimize the amount of time that you guys had to look at my nails because they're so fragile. You know, like when you take your acrylics off, they're so fragile. And then I was eating Flamin' Hot Doritos last night and like they're all red and stuff. So it's not a good look. So I wanted to minimize that. So I have already gone ahead and written down everything, but I'm still going to walk through it with you guys line by line, just like normal. And You'll see when I get into it what I'm talking about. I was going to say something else. But yeah, if you want to see my real budget for the month of April 2020, real numbers, raw, no filter, and, you know, little explanations for everything that'll maybe help you with your budget, then go ahead and keep watching. Which is my student loans are in non-interest bearing forbearance okay, I can't spell either. Bear, B-E-A-R-A-N-C-E, forbearance. They're non-interest bearing forbearance right now. It was passed federally. I'll go ahead and pop the email up on the screen right here that I received, I think on the 20th of March, that you know, it had been not waived. I guess waived. Because when they pick it back up in September of 2020, it's not going to have any interest. So they're just going to pick up right where you would have left off anyway. So I'm sure they'll just tack those payments onto the end of your loan. I'm pretty sure that's how they're doing it. So Navient is not interest bearing, and then the car wash is no payment. And also, I'm giving you guys too much of a sneak peek right here. And also the, see, I done forgot while I'm talking shit. Swimming. Swimming is canceled. No payment. Okay. So that's what I like to do at the beginning here. At the beginning of my budget is pure chicken scratch. You know, just jotting things down. It doesn't have to be neat or whatever at all. This is kind of just like a brain dump section for you before you get into it. So then we go into the month on 2 pages. Again, I didn't make this pretty because I don't feel like it doesn't deserve it in a way. I don't know. It's weird because everything is just constantly changing. So I just went ahead, and this whole budget is just all pen. So if you're looking for like the sticker version or whatever, that's not this video. I'm sorry, sis. That's not this video. So this month on 2 pages, I went through and I wrote down every bill that I have and the date that it's due. So again, here on the 1st, we can see I had car wash, swimming, and rent come out. 2 of those 3 were canceled. I'm still waiting on my landlord to do something about this rent. I'm going to go ahead and talk to her, upstairs in a minute about that. Then we got, after school care. This payment for April was for March dates, and he did go some days in March. Then we got American Express. Then we got child support that comes on the 2nd Tuesday and the 4th Tuesday. So I just went ahead and crossed off everything that was not going to be paid, which is car wash, swimming, and Navient so far, looks like. Yes. So that's just what I did there. And then here is my chicken scratch of a budget. So what I went ahead and did here is everything that you guys would normally see in my video, I just went ahead and wrote it out. Now this is for the entire month. So at the beginning of the budget pack, so you have the notes pages and then the month on 2 page. Then you go into what's for the entire month, and then as you go through the pack, you break it down by paycheck. So over here, as you can see, full-time income is going to be, we're going to start with the income. Full-time is going to be $3,117.34. I am still fortunate enough to still have my job. We are a remote company anyway to these doctors' offices and groups that we deal with. So we're not on site for any of them. Like, for example, I do everything for 7 groups. I'm not going around to these different hospitals and everything. I'm sitting at my desk and I'm doing their stuff remote. So there's no change, luckily, for my job description because we're already behind the scenes. Does that make sense? So nothing has changed with that. Only thing is that I do have to work from home more, and you'll see that as we go in. But there's been no change in salary and no change in hours because we're not hourly anyway. So I'm very, very grateful for that. So I do expect everything to come in as normal. Then we have other for $804.80 and then sinking funds for $150. I'm pulling that sinking funds from what I've been saving in this category, and you'll see as we go through. And because I'm pulling it into the budget this month, we're going to count it as income so we can go ahead and flush it out as an expense as we go into the budget. So you'll see. Because if I just went ahead and put it in the expense side, then I would be shorting myself $150 that I was actually pulling in as income. So we're recognizing it as a positive here so we can do it as a negative over here. So that brings my grand total for the month to $4,072.14. Decent. It never seems like it. I know some people say like, oh, you make a lot of money and all this stuff. It never seems like it because I don't know. I don't know why. It's just because everything's flushing in, flushing out. I'm just going through the motions. I never have like a large sum of money at once. Like this doesn't all happen at once, and I just never have a large sum of money at once anyway. So let's move on down to debt. And I'm not complaining, by the way. Not complaining. I'm very grateful. Move down to debt. So debt, I have 2, 4, 6 categories, but I'm only making payments to 3 of them. Small one. I'll say 2.5. So Navient, student loans. Here I put 0 because they did forgive the loans for this amount of time. So mine is from April 30th until September 30th. Yours may vary. I'm not sure, but check your email, check your spam. Because, we be sending Miss Sally Mae over to the spam folder sometimes. Do not disturb promotions folder, whatever, in Gmail. So go ahead and check those if you haven't received the email yet. If you have, let people know down below if yours is forgiven for 6 months as well. So I got mine forgiven for 6 months until September 30th of 2020. I didn't have to submit any paperwork or anything. Obviously, they're well aware of the situation, and it's a federal decision to do that. So that was good, though. So I got 0 here for debt. We love seeing zeros in the expense side. We know that. We love seeing zeros over there. So then CarMax, because I didn't have to pay that for Navia, I went ahead and put a little extra toward CarMax. And I don't know if you can see it on camera, but there's a lot of whiteout going in here because I just used this pen. I was like, changing things around. And I actually did print out, where is that? I printed out a whole nother pack, and I was like, because this is like chicken scratch, whatever. I was like, you know what? No, I'm not cutting her we're going to keep it real. So this is how I do, to let you know your budget doesn't have to be pretty. It's a work in progress. So there's a lot of whiteout going on here, but I just kept it moving. Capital One Quicksilver, I got 0 there. Don't owe anything. This is a time that I'm very grateful that I came into the new year, the new decade with no credit card debt, because that would have been tough, right about now. Capital One Platinum, I did have it 0, but then I remember there's that monthly maintenance fee, so I went ahead and put the $3 in there. So I counted that. American Express, I don't have a balance. And then Dr. S is my dentist, and I'm happy to report I'm down to my last payment, the last $50. I don't remember what I said we were going to do when this bill was paid off, but Lord knows I've been paying it for like 1.5 years, 2 years now, and I'm down to my last $50. So with those 3 debts, I have a debt total of $750.04. So that's going to come off of the income up here. Next, let's move down to savings. And don't yell at me if I'm out of frame a little bit. Sometimes it happens. Sorry. Let's move down to savings. Now, savings, I have 5 categories, but I only have 4 spaces, so I kind of condensed 2 of them. So my retirement contribution kept the same at $126. You guys may be able to adjust your balances, your contributions, for this time, because mine was so low. Remember, I kept on telling you guys, I'm only doing $63 a paycheck, so I want to be held accountable to increase that. Well, right now is not a time you want to increase it. If you're comfortable with keeping it the same, keep it the same. But right now is not a time that I would increase your contribution, because it's probably just going to flush right back out. But if you don't want to do anything, that's fine also. I'm sure the market will, turn itself around. But right now, I'm glad that I'm only doing $126 a month. Elijah/emergency. Now, this is where my big kahuna came in. I never contribute this much. To either one of those. So for Elijah, I got $100 for this month. And then for emergency, I was able to put $600 in. That is a combination of not having to pay for student loans, and then when we get over here into some of the expenses, or even the ones I showed you before, like I was going to say rent, but no, the car wash, swimming, and childcare. That played a big part in me being able to put away so much more into the emergency fund, and I strongly suggest that you guys do the same as well. So I'm putting $600 in, so the $100 for Elijah and $600 for emergency. Automatic staying the same at $20 per paycheck, so that's $40 a month. And then for my 52-week savings challenge, I'm still keeping up with that. It's just another savings account. I don't think that should suffer right now, because it is, still saving, which is what everyone in the budget community should be doing, is, telling you guys to save as much as you can right now. So I decided to keep that the same at $150. So I'm on weeks 36, 37, no, 39, 38, 37, and 36, I think. So that combined is $150. So that brings my savings total to $1,016 for this month, that never happens. So, small recap I have at the bottom here, my summary. My income is $4,072.14. And then so far we're taking $1,016 off for savings. Before we add the expenses in, let me go over them. But the debt is $750.40, also coming off of that. So let's go down to our expenses. A lot of these, I was surprised at how many zeros I was able to put. I didn't think it was going to be, so many. So for rent, again, no change. Mama need to get her life together. No, I'm just kidding. Rent is no change at $400. Verizon, no change, $217.20. Sadly enough, that's one of my biggest bills, and I haven't gotten any word from CarMax either that they would be forgiving any loans, any car loans. But definitely Verizon and Netflix are not going anywhere. I wouldn't expect them to, waive any payments. They know now more than ever people are on their phones. They need to stay in touch, and they need digital entertainment. So I don't see them going anywhere as far as, for the COVID relief or anything. But it never hurts to ask again. If you have heard something, again, let us know down below. I just haven't heard anything from those two. And then Geico. This is another one where they're kind of teetering. They're not waiving any payments, but they're also not canceling your coverage if you can't pay. So again, the email said that if you have it set up as automatic withdrawal, you can, let it ride. They'll still take your money, or you can stop it. And if you choose to stop it and you can't pay right now, they're not going to cancel your policy because you can't pay right now. I don't know how long that's going on. I just kept mine on the auto payment. Once I looked at my numbers, I was able to keep that on auto payment. So I just, went ahead and chose to let it ride. So that's $144.69. The car wash is $0. They closed that because it's a non-essential business. So they closed the car wash and the detailing portion, but they kept the gas station open. So the email said that they are not taking payments for April. Netflix, again, not going anywhere, $12.99. The gym also closed as a non-essential business, and they're not taking payments. So that's $0. Spotify, again, not going anywhere. It's entertainment, digital entertainment at that. So that's still full price, $14.99. Swimming is $0. They tried their damnedest to keep that swim facility open. They were sending out all these emails like, this has no impact on our business. There have been no confirmed cases. Classes will continue as normal. And it took them a good 3 days to get their act together and be like, okay, this is more serious. Oh, and they were saying, oh, you can't catch COVID-19 in a well-maintained pool. I mean, it was just crazy. I'm just like, wow, I'm not sure I want to go, even if you are saying, because it's just like you're finding every excuse to take these payments or whatever. But finally, the day before his swim lesson, they were making phone calls and sending out emails like, okay, we're going to close. After much consideration, we've decided to close. And we would like to reiterate again that there have been no confirmed cases of any. I'm just like, wow, really? That's what you're thinking about? So I don't know about that. So yeah, no payments for swimming for April. Again, that was $92, so that contributes to that larger savings contribution for this month. After school, you guys know I pay $10 a day for if he just goes to after school, and then $20 a day if he goes to before school. So it's 10 before, 10 after, 20 for the whole day. The whole day is classified as both pick up and drop off. But he's not going at all this month. Again, my job is very flexible, understanding. We're behind the scenes anyway. I'm set up to work from home. I can log in here. Elijah actually has to log in and do his schoolwork from here. So it's a lot. To be down in this basement is kind of a lot because I'm down here like I'm doing work because I like to do my work on the desktop since the screen's bigger. But then you got Elijah sitting right here like asking me help for his homework, back and forth. And then when it's finally 4 o'clock, I log out and then I immediately start doing MGB stuff. And then I come out the basement. I'm like an old decrepit lady at 11:30 at night. It's been rough, but we've been getting through it. And I just keep telling myself every day that I will not complain. I will not complain. So after school is $0. So again, that can be upwards of $300 a month that I'm saving. So that's down. I pass. I kept that the same at $10. It's small enough balance, and also because I never know when I'm going to have to go through a toll. Again, they're not taking money at the toll, so they are forgiving if you don't have any money on your iPass or you don't have an iPass at all and you just blow through the tolls. They're like, don't stop. No attendants are available. We're not taking money because they don't want that hand-to-hand contact or whatever. They're like, pay online. So I decided just to keep it on there. And I do have to actually pay 2 tolls when I go see my sister. I'm just like, you're not that important. I'm just kidding. So I kept the $10 there. Dunkin'. Let me explain. So Dunkin', I kept on there because I still go to work some days, like when Elijah can go to my sister's house or stay here with my mom. If I have to just run in real quick, I do like to take a minute and decompress and still get coffee. But I did decrease it by $10, which is about 2.5 coffees. So, wait. No, I get the small. So it's probably 3.75 coffees I decreased it by. So I'm only going to do $30 this month. So that's my compromise because I don't have to go to work into the office every day. So I don't need the coffee every day. So I didn't stop. Then I have here Eli with sis. And that's exactly what it sounds like when Elijah goes to my sister's house. Now, she is adamant about me not paying her for that. So I have put 0 in for the time being. And I've decided to respect her wishes for the sake of me not wanting to white out because I forgot that was there. But because I wanted to respect her wishes. So I'm going to have it at 0 for right now. But, you know, if he goes over there, because that boy can eat. And if I feel like I need to pay her, then I will. Unbudgeted. Of course, you don't budget for unbudgeted. That's just any unforeseen things. iCloud is 99 cents. Apple, you know, they ain't going nowhere. They're going to charge you come hell or high water. So that's in there for 99 cents. And then other expenses is $189.24. So let me explain this. Excuse me. So 150 of it is from over here in my income. That's because Elijah's birthday is April 10th, which is a week from yesterday. When I'm filming this, today is April 4th. Which, fun fact, April 4th was my original due date. And I was at home freaking out because my last day of work was March 31st in 2012. And then, so on the first, I'm the type of person, you tell me, that's why I have a planner. You tell me something's going to happen, it's going to happen. All right. So I'm at home. I took off those 4 days so I can prep. April 4th comes. I'm here by myself. My mom went to work. My sister was at work too. I'm here freaking out. Thought I was going to go into labor any minute. Day comes. My mom comes back from work. Oh, you're still here. You're still pregnant. Girl, it was a mess. So, fun fact is that April 4th, 2020 was my due date, but he didn't come until I was induced on April 10th. So, what was the story? Oh, his birthday. So, I want to get him something for his birthday. Something that will not be like a flimsy little toy. And he probably doesn't even want it. But I do want to buy him a bike. So he never really got the hang. He kind of got the hang of the motion on with the training wheels or whatever. But it was kind of like, he's a real tall, like stocky boy. And I just think that bike was too flimsy for him. It was like a little Spider-Man bike. And his knees were kind of hitting the thing. So I want to upgrade him to a 2-wheel bike. And it's good for him to be able to, like, you know, ride around the block one good time, come inside, because he needs to shake it off. And then also, I want him, so, like, when he gets older, he'll still ride the bike and, you know, be able to get out of the house. So, you know, go ride your bike, do something. So that's why I put the 150 in there. So 150 of this 189 is for a bike. And I'm going to take that from my birthday sinking fund. So I'm going to take it out of my envelope. And I don't even know if they'll sell me one. I'll have to go to Target or something, because I know Dick's Sporting Goods is shut down. So we'll see. So that's that. And then $39.24, which is the remainder, is for an urgent care bill that I got, which he went to urgent care, I think on October, like, 2nd or something. He was sick. And then I took him in, and they were saying that, you know, everything was covered. But then I got this bill. And then when I got the bill, they said it was over 90 days past due. I'm like, I never got an original one. So that's the remainder, $39.24. I'm just going to go ahead and pay it. The bill is actually, like, up here in the front of my planner. So I'm going to go ahead and pay that also. Whew. Now, that brings my total for my expenses to that's what it was. It's $1,020.10. So $1,020.10. If you add that together with the $750.04 from the debt side, we are left with $1,770.14 that we are taking out for all of the debt and expenses. So that's where we are for that. And now if you turn the page, it goes into your cash envelopes and sinking funds. So I'm going to run down those real quick with you guys. There's no change to any categories except for I took out one on the sinking fund side, and you'll see that when we get to it. So clothing, I'm going to do 60 because he has on some pants right now that I swear to you that I just bought a month ago, and they're already so tight and low-key flooded. I'm just like, he is growing like a beanstalk, and he is eating so much. So he's going to need some new clothes. So I still put 60 in. It was at 75, so that decreased a little bit. Beauty, I put in for 25. Beauty is not what you're thinking about, like beauty. Like, I have enough, like, concealer and highlight, and I think I got, like, another full eyebrow pencil, so I'm good. That's all I need. And my lip gloss. I'm good. This is for his haircut. And the barber is closed. I'm going to see if I can make if he can come out and cut it in the driveway so that we're breathing fresh air or something, because his hair looks a mess. So I just put $25 in that maybe I'll be able to get him in and get his hair cut. Otherwise, he's going to be rocking a fro. Dining out, I put 75. It was 100. I did decrease that. Allowance, that's something else that I forgot to take out, but he is saving for something. Elijah's saving for a membership to Prodigy. That's what it's called. There's like this game on his computer called, on his Chromebook for school, called Prodigy, and he wants to become a member, and I think it's like $60 a year or something. So he's saving for that. So we'll just let him keep on saving. Groceries is $300. Now that used to be $240, but I did up it by $30 per paycheck because, again, we're in the house, we're eating more, he's eating a whole lot more, and I need to buy things in bigger bulk. So I did increase the grocery budget. Spending, I kept the same at $80, just in case. That's also my miscellaneous account, just in case something happens. Toiletries, I did increase to $40 because, you know, toilet paper, paper towels, paper plates, all that stuff is getting scarce. So whenever one of us goes to the store, my mom doesn't go out that often, but if I do happen to like step out and go to the store, like we needed cheese and bread because I was making like a grilled cheese, like something real quick, I will glance past and see if they have any toilet paper or anything. So I did increase that just in case, because, you know, it's only limited to one per household. We're not hoarding it or anything, but if we find a unicorn, then we're going to pick up the unicorn. School lunch, that's another change. That's down to $0 because there's no school. And so I kind of rolled that up into the groceries. What was it at first? Was it like 45, I think? I don't know. So I rolled some of that up into groceries. Work lunch, I kept the same at 60 just in case. There's more, so only Uber Eats and stuff available now, so that's why I decided to keep that the same just in case. And then gas is at 70, which I decreased from 110. Gas is so cheap right now. So I'm like, okay, maybe $35 every 2 weeks. That's even pushing it, because I think I got over 3/4 of a tank and I put in 20 like 2 days ago, and I'm just like, this is weird. This is real weird. So that brings my cash envelope total down to $740 for the month. Over here, sinking funds. Back to school, I kept the same because, I mean, August is still going to come. September is still going to come. So I don't want to back off too much with that and then be scrambling at the end of the summer, you know. So I decided to keep that the same at 60. Birthdays, I decreased completely to $0. Again, his birthday is coming up in a few days, so I'm just going to take what was already in there and use that for his gift. So there's no need to have like a big number in there, if anything, so I chose nothing. Car tags, 50, kept that the same. Summer camp is at $0. Again, I don't know what's happening with that. I did have it in my budget that I did for the whole year to pay it this month. I'm not paying it this month, but the money is still there. So once I hear word, we'll see which direction to go with that. Home, 300. I do still want to save to move out. Health, 25. That stayed the same. I did want to replenish a little bit of, I ordered some masks last night. If you guys are looking for masks, there is like a budget-friendly way to do it, and I want to do a video on it, actually. I think that'll be fun. But I did find some on Etsy last night, and I think it was $30. So I decided to kind of replenish what I did there last night. And I got, you know, one for me, my mom, and Elijah. So there was a kid's size available too. So if you guys are looking for masks, they're actually calling for Etsy sellers to, if they know how to sell, to start listing masks. They're just made out of like cloth or, you know, just whatever fabric. They're not allowed to say that they're medical grade or anything like that. They're just for like sheer like protection. So that's an idea. Fun. I'm the fun police. The fun police has come. Her name is Coco, and it's down to $0. And so is travel. She just wiped everything out. So fun, travel, $0. Memberships are going to stay the same at $11. And rainy day is going to increase to $100. And that brings my Sinking fund total to 546. Usually, if you guys remember, my sinking fund total is usually a little higher than my cash envelopes. This month, it's reversed because, again, that grocery budget is in there. And also, there are 4 zeros, 5 if you count passports. I didn't even list passports on here because my envelope is full for that. I've reached my goal. Yeah, I reached the goal amount for that I need for passports. So that's 5 zeros that we have over here for this month, which is really causing my sinking funds to be a lot less than my cash envelopes this month. So, again, if we go ahead and write this into our little summary portion, our cash envelopes were 746. 746, and then the sinking funds were, no, it was 740. This was 546. See, girl, you get down and dirty with your budget. Where's my calculator? Hold on. Oh, and I checked my link. I don't know, I was scrolling through doing something, and I checked the link to see how many times you guys had clicked on that Casio commercial. You guys are hilarious. Remember, I had linked the video for this. I don't even think I even said it in the video, but you guys checking the description and clicking on it. Don't y'all remember now? Do y'all remember that this calculator, the Casio brand? It was lit. Okay, so if we have, let me do it over here. Like you can see it under here. Okay, so if we have 1072, 10, I wish, $4,072.14, and then we're going to subtract. Actually, I gotta bring it closer still. You guys enjoy watching me struggle over there? You should. Hello. Hello. Oh, it's on manual focus. Who the hell told her that was okay? Autofocus. Thank you. And I have to tilt it because my lights are over there. Okay, so I got the 4,072.14. Then I'm going to subtract off 1770.14. I'm going to subtract off another 1016. Then I'm going to subtract the cash envelopes of 740 and the sinking funds of 546. And it's 0. There's no change. So that means we have a zero-based budget. So that's for the entire month, and that is our goal. That means every dollar that we have coming in has an assignment, has its marching orders, however you want to look at it. It has something to do. So that's the budgeted amount. Now, at the end of the month is when you come back and you do your actuals, because it can change. Now, you guys see how much it just changed before I even turned the page, and I'm like, nope, that's wrong. Nope, wipe that out. Nope, I was thinking about this number, but it's that number. So it does change, and don't be upset when it does, because it's inevitable. Now, over here, my debt tracker. I haven't gone through this with you guys yet, I don't think, but I decided to throw this in as well. I'm going to do my paycheck number 1 as a separate video so that you guys don't miss out on this. So if you want to, hear about my debt and my woes, then go ahead and stay tuned. So far we have a zero-based budget. I think that's all that you came for. If you want to click out now, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. But for those of you who are sticking around, let's talk debt. Now, same debts that I had in the front part of the pack, these 6, I carried them over here to these 6. And now this is how you use this section, and I know that you guys have asked in the past. Let me zoom in a little bit more. Okay, I think that's too close. Okay. I know you guys have asked in the past. So go ahead and list all your creditors over here. The same ones that you listed over here. And then you get your starting balance. Go log into your accounts, see what your balance is. I like to set a reminder in my phone. Okay, this is a pro tip. I think I'm a pro tip. I like to set a reminder in my phone to go ahead, log in to all of my debt accounts. Just take screenshots. It's easy to do, like when you're laying in bed, waiting to fall asleep that night. go ahead and take screenshots of where all your balances are at the first of the month. Okay, that's what you want to do. Then by the time you get to your budget, then you can just go ahead and scroll through, because they do change. A lot of these debts are accruing interest daily, and you don't want to, you don't want to miss the boat, because you don't want to call up there and be like, can you give me my balance as of 3 days ago? They're like, yeah, while I have you on the line, do you want to make $1,000 payment? And you're like, calm down, Jim Shoe. Then they want to act like they can't help you because you don't want to make a payment and shit. So just go ahead, log on, do your screenshots, and then come back to your budget. Then you have your minimum payment column. You just write down the minimum payment that's going to be due. Then you write down all your due dates and your percentage of debt. Your percentage of debt is going to be your starting balance divided by your total debt. So once you have your starting balances, go ahead and carry that all the way down. So let's go through mine. Navient, my balance as of April 1st, and this is a fucking joke, $58,150.49. Yeesh. My minimum payment, though, is $0 because it is forgiven for the month of April. And my due date is 4/20. Let's blaze. Okay? And you're not going to know your percentage of debt until the end, so I won't even go over that right now. Then you go down to your next one, CarMax. My car, I have $13,685.74 left to pay. I always think I'm doing so well, but I mean, I remember I was happy when I got under 15,000, so I'm just going to keep the same spirit, but it's hard. It's hard. My minimum payment is $516.19 every month. Don't know why that sounded weird, and it's due on the 27th. Quicksilver, $0, due on the 1st. Platinum, $0, starting balance, but I know that $3 is going to come in because that is that monthly fee. I've called twice trying to get that taken off, and they're like, oh no, I'm sorry, it's just something that's connected with the card. Whatever. But my Quicksilver doesn't have that, so what the fuck you mean? But okay, so that's $3 a month due on the 1st. Amex, $0, 0 minimum, due on the 9th. False, it's due on the 3rd. I should title this video, Scratch Out My Budget With Me. So, due on the 3rd. Dr. S, $50. My starting balance, my minimum payment is going to be $50. And I just always like to toss that at the end of the month. I don't know a specific due date. Okay, so now you have all your totals now, right? So when I add the 58 plus the 13 plus the 50, I'm at $71,886.26 in debt as of April 1st. Now you want to take your actual balances from each of these and just divide it by the total. So 58,000 of the 71,000 is 80.89% of my total debt. So these lines are just meant for you to see where you're starting at for the month. Again, remember, because this is for as of the 1st, to see where you're starting at for the month. For CarMax, 13,000 of the 71,000 accounts for 19.04% of my total debt. And then coming down here, Dr. S, $50 accounts for 0.07, which is not even an entire percent, 1% of my debt. And once you're done, everything should equal 100. If you guys would like me to sell this as a separate sheet because maybe you have more than 6 debts, let me know. But that's how you would use that section. So at the beginning of the month, you just want to fill out this top portion. Don't be confused about this bottom portion here. It just doesn't have a title because I ran out of space. So that's what that is. Then this little divider here is supposed to be like, okay, and then you wait, and then you come back at the end of the month and you do the same thing, except for you write down, what went on during the month. So when you check your account balance on the 30th of April, you'll go in and say that, Navient's not charging us anything. Say CarMax with interest accruing daily. Let's say that my balance is now $13,750. So then that means that my charges were the difference between $13,685 and $13,750. You would put that there. Then you would put your payments. However many payments that you actually made during the month would go there, and then your ending balance. And then you'll have your new percentage of debt once you bring down those totals. I'm so sorry. Then you'll have your new percentage of debt once you bring down those totals. I hope that makes sense. So that you can see at the beginning of the month, yeah, CarMax was 19.04, but I made, $1,000 worth of payments. Now it's down to, 18.75% of my total debt. You get what I'm saying? So that's just a little section for you to keep track of your debt as it rolls through month to month. So yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all I had to tell you guys. That is where I am starting at, yeah. And then paycheck 1 is next, but I haven't done it yet because I'm going to make that into a separate video. So if you guys want to come back for that, it'll be much appreciated as usual. But yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know where I was starting off for the month of April. Very weird times. I didn't even do the cash stuffing, and I feel like this video was just as long as it would be anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and go. You guys let me know if you have any questions on this. Again, let people know in the comments below what payments you were able to get deferred. If you haven't seen my last video, go ahead and click the card above to check it out. I do have a free printable that's buried in there. You're going to have to, figure it out and find it. No, just kidding. I'm telling you now. So I do have a free printable in that video where you guys can keep track of your deferred payments for the month, just so you guys don't get too far behind. Yeah, I'll give you guys more tips and tricks in the next video once I go over my paycheck budget. But thank you guys so much for watching. As usual, your support means the world to me. Go ahead and leave a comment down below. Go ahead and click the subscribe button. If you haven't, I post personal finance and budgeting videos here on my channel. And I am thinking of starting a Patreon for you guys that want to get more involved with your budget. So more details will be to come on that. Don't worry. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, and thank you so much for watching. Peace out.